Stop. Imagine a world where lead melts like wax, where the clouds rain acid, and the air is thick enough to crush a titanium hull into a soda can. They called it Venus. They called it hell. For 5 centuries, we looked at this golden furnace and saw only a graveyard for our ambitions. But the archive of the future tells a different story. Year 2610. The first step wasn't on the ground. It was in the absolute silence of the void. To save Venus, we had to blind it. At the Lagrange point L1, humanity constructed the Sovereign Shield, a continental-scale carbon fiber mirror. For the first time in 4 billion years, the temperature on Venus began to fall. But as the heat faded, the sky itself began to collapse. 50 kilometers up, where the pressure mimics Earth's, we built the heavens. Massive, white geodesic spheres floating in the sulfur mists. These were the crucibles of our transformation. Here, billion-ton atmospheric harvesters began the great harvest, stripping the carbon from the air and spinning it into the foundations of our future. We were the new architects of the atmosphere. But a world without water is just a colder desert. So, we reached for the stars. We harnessed the ice moons of Saturn, steering frozen comets across the solar system. When the first drop of liquid water touched the Venusian soil, it stayed. The great rain lasted for a century, carving oceans where there was once only fire. 3,000 years later, the alchemy is complete. We don't look at Venus and see a furnace anymore. We see a mirror, 2 blue pearls spinning in the dark, a testament to a species that refused to be confined by gravity or heat. The archive of the future is now open. Welcome home to the second Earth.